Why don't you want to name that person when you say that that person's name is in that piece and I can't find it? Why don't you want to name that person?
It's also by Keir Starmer's one of his closest advisors who is involved in that legal action. So the Labour Party
What's his name
are
or her name?
complicit in trying to prevent this
Yeah, well,
approach.
well, well.
But
Perhaps they disagree with your policy, so they're using all means to
well, I
stop
think
it, which
well,
is
Labour
fair
then
enough
should
within
be.
the confines of the law. Who is
Well, I
this
don't think
person?
that.
Who is Sir
I
Keir
think they should
Starmer's
be.
friend?
They should be on it. Well, they've sat on a number of boards that are linked to
So
the
I
Labour
just I don't
Party.
know, Robert, what the name of this person is. So we could look up the story. I wonder if you could tell us the name of this person so we can have a good look at it.
Well, you can read, if you'd like, my op-ed in today's Sun that talks about Sakir's advisor, who sat on a number of panels with
Right.
him. But the point I'm making here is that the Labour Party's approach is one whereby they support all of these efforts to prevent our efforts to stop the boats. And I think that people just have to be honest
Here we
about
are.
that. That's going to make life much more
Okay.
difficult to take forward the policy that we're pursuing.
Sir Keir Starmer, you say in your op-ed in the Sun today, page 14, faces serious questions about his links with charities and lawyers who've campaigned to thwart our work to stop the boats. Today we learned that a top lawyer who advised Labour on anti-racism policies is at the forefront of efforts to stop people being deported to Rwanda. Where is it? Where is the name here?
Well, it's in the article.
What is the name?
Sun.
Please, what's the name?
Well, it's in the article that's published in the Sun. But the point I'm making is that the Labour Party strongly supports these efforts, which are making it much more difficult for us to take action to stop the boats in the first place.
You know what? I don't think a lot of natural conservative voters. And by the way, I can't find the name. I'll read it if you don't want to tell me the name for some reason. But it's not so much illegal. As you would have it, migration, asylum seeking. It's not. It's legal migration to this country, which is causing, some confusion amongst natural conservative voters. You've got 1.3 million people coming to this country. 600,000 people leaving. It leaves a net migration figure, all totally legal, which is very, very high. I mean, you believe that legal migration at 600,000 is something that Conservative Party voters want to see?
No, we think that legal migration is far too high.
Well, why do you always talk about the boats then?
We want to bring it down. Well, I think that is the first priority of the British public, because there is a clear distinction between coming here legally through the routes that we've created and those people essentially breaking into our country by getting into small boats, paying people smugglers to ferry them across the channel.
They're coming across. They're risking their lives on basically a lilo for their life savings. They're not breaking into the country, are they?
Well, I think we will obviously disagree on that point. I think that coming into a country illegally is a serious offence. I think if you or I did it, we would expect to be treated robustly by the law enforcement agencies of a foreign country. It is a serious crime. That's set out in the law that we passed a year ago, the Nationality and Borders Act, and that's why we're looking to enforce this.
I don't think
it's true that some people refuse to acknowledge that.
I don't think you've named
it's illegal.
Robert, I don't think you've named this person, Sir Keir's mate, who's trying to thwart all your cunning plans to stop people getting in boats and coming over here. I don't think you've named the person in this article. Either that or some sub has taken it out. So I'll ask you again, can you just name the person that you claim in your article is stopping people being deported to Rwanda, who is a mate of Sir Keir Starmer? Can you just give me the name?
Well, it is actually named in the article that we've seen, and also
where is it? What's the name? What line? What paragraph?
In the Home Secretary. Well, I'll send it to you so you can see
this
it.
Is the absolute mystery to me. I don't understand why that is. Why don't you want to name that person when you say that person's name is in that piece and I can't find it? Why don't you want to name that person?
Well,
I'm sorry to be so stuck on this.
No, I understand, but you'll be able to find it online if you take a look.
It's absolutely bizarre.